across the Swiss banks, Bermuda, Cayman Islands, and God knows where else. Not, last but not least, and I'm appreciative if you comment on all this.
Yeah.
And outsourcing, put that in your comment.
Romney wants to cut income taxes on the wealthy, which according to his party, pay tax rates of 35%. Truth be known, his tax rate, and this is factual, his rate was 13.9%, for which, for 2010, and probably less for the years that he has not revealed. What do you say to, make your comment on that? That's all I got to say.
And again, I don't know Romney, so I'll give you my perspective. I go back to this. I want to live in a country where whether you're rich, middle class, whatever the heck you are, and I don't like playing this game. And so, again, I'll be as respectful, and this isn't you. We're all Americans. I know a lot of hardworking, wealthy people, and I know a lot of hardworking people who are middle income. I know a lot of lazy middle income people, and I know a lot of lazy wealthy people. I know a lot of really poor people that work hard, and I know a lot of really poor people that are lazy. So this whole notion of dividing us by how much money we make, hooey, I don't buy it. I want to live in a country where I wish Mitt Romney could stand up in front of you all and say, you know what? I've been darn successful. And I want to create a country where everybody in this room can be successful. And the more successful you can be, I want everybody to keep more of what they make. I genuinely go back to this, and I'd love your thoughts, because this was your, it sounds like this was your profession. Get rid of the complicated tax code. I'd hate to put people like you out of business, but get rid of the complicated tax code.
If you could do it, I thank the Lord for you.
I don't know what the number is, but I believe in a nice, simple, flat tax where everybody pays a certain amount. You're not penalized if you make more.
Why not?
Because I don't believe you should be. Who said that?
Money, for God's sake, why can't you be taxed more?
If you-
Romney, my good Lord, he stands up there and acts like he's somebody important, spouting off his money all the time. He doesn't give a darn about anybody not having a place to live or where they're going to get their food the next night. I'm sorry.
I don't think Romney's
Most of the politicians are like that as far as I am concerned.
Well, then again,
They don't care about anybody but themselves.
hey, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You say most politicians are like that? Who elected
Majority of
these?
them are
Who elected these people?
people like us that were stupid.
We did. So you know what? Hold up a mirror in front of your face. I'll do the same darn thing. If we're unhappy with the kind of politicians we've had, and I think we felt this way for a long time, look in a mirror. We're the ones who've elected them. We're the ones who keep electing them. And it's too easy to shake your head and say, oh, those screwy politicians. We're the ones who continue to send them to office. You're looking at one politician who I think is still the poorest member of Congress. How about that? That's a nice thing to have on my tombstone, huh? You're looking at a politician who sleeps on the floor in his office. He comes home every weekend. He holds more town halls than any member of Congress. Members of Congress get a really cushy health care plan. I turned mine down. Members of Congress get a really cushy pension. I turned mine down. Members of Congress want to be there forever. I've limited myself to no more than 6 years because I feel like you do. It's like we've got a different, it's like they're a different species, these politicians. They go to Washington, Republican or Democrat, they stay there forever, they make laws that impact us, but not them, and for some funny reason, they always come out of politics making more money than they had when they went in.
Interesting.
We have to change that. We have to elect real people, but it's up to us to pay attention. It's up to us to pay attention. But to your point, there are two kinds of politicians in Washington. The first kind that believes it's their money. The money you make, the money you make, the money I make, the money you make. Most politicians think that's their money. I don't. I think it's yours. When Obama said 2 months ago that you didn't build that table, you didn't build that business, he really meant it. I don't mean to be disparaging. It's just a different viewpoint. President Obama and Tammy Duckworth and most Democrats believe big government does these things. I don't. I believe that people out here create jobs. I want a nice small government to stay out of our way so the people out here can do their thing. If you believe, ma'am, that you want a bigger government doing more, then Mitt Romney's not your guy, Barack Obama's your guy. If you think government's too big and we're taxing and regulating and taking too much from the people out here, then Barack Obama's not your guy, because he's going to keep increasing government. You need, and again, none of this needs to be personal. I just want to know where Obama and Romney are on the issues. Just tell me where you are on the issues. What are you going to do about Afghanistan? What are you going to do about taxes? What are you going to do about Obamacare? Just tell me where you are.
What about the outsourcing? That takes a lot of money from the people here.
I don't want our government making it easier for companies to outsource and go abroad. I'm with you. But you know what? Why do companies do that? Too often we make it too hard to do business here. Why do companies want to leave Illinois? And they do. Well, because we increase taxes and we increase regulations here. And so you're the owner of a small business, you're going to look at Indiana or Wisconsin. It may make you feel good to raise their taxes, but companies are going to leave, and they are leaving. And when they leave, it's not just that CEO that leaves. Those 100 and 200 jobs leave too.
Yeah, but they're sending it over to China, like Romney sends stuff over there. They're talking about people
You know
having
what?
work.
They're sending it everywhere.
Sending it there to them and they're working.
They're sending it out of Illinois. They're sending it everywhere. What we should want our government doing is, don't make it easier for them to send it over there, but don't make it hard for them to stay here. Don't tax the bejesus out of them, and don't regulate the heck out of them.
Can we please tax Exxon? And Chase? And Bank of America?
And BP Chemical?
I know they're not small.
No, you're right.
But it would be fair, wouldn't
But
it?
on that score, doesn't matter if your president is Bush or Obama. They all worship at the altar of the big
Ain't that
banks.
the truth?
They all worship.
And they don't.
Bush
They
or
want
Obama,
them to
doesn't matter.
regulate themselves. And
We-
didn't that work out well for us?
Big banks turned out just fine, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
We all took it on the chin.
That's right.
And this country is losing small and community banks every week. Big banks are doing just fine. We need to look after us. Look, you all have to decide. And then I'm going to close because I'm getting the hook from my guy. You need to decide. You need to decide. This country we all love, Republican and Democrat, this country we love is falling off a cliff. And it will not be there for our kids and our grandkids unless we make some really tough decisions. And it's not right and it's too easy to try to scare people and say, don't touch mine. This year, don't reward any politician that does that. If you don't touch Medicare, it will be gone. That won't make any of us feel good. You're darn right we better do something to Medicare. And I'm going to do a lot to Medicare to try to save it. Or it will be gone. It's time this country we love grow up. Young and older, wealthy and middle income. All of us. Most of us are hardworking Americans. Most of us are. But we have too many people that now have grown up and they're just dependent upon government. How sad is that? We need to stop that. Love you all. Thank you so very much.